My dear students, and now we are in history ninth lesson, freedom struggle in Tamil Nadu. In this lesson, we are going to see anti-colonial struggles in Tamil Nadu, contribution of Christian missionaries to the development of education and amelioration of the depressed classes, changes of the justices to the Congress in Tamil Nadu, militant mass movement of the Congress in Tamil Nadu. Let us get into the lesson. Early nationalist stirrings in Tamil Nadu. First one, Madras Native Association. The Madras Native Association was the earliest organization to be founded in South India to articulate larger public rather than sectarian interests. It was started by Gazulu Lakshmi Narasu, Srinivasanar, and their associates in 1852. It consisted primarily of merchants. The objective was to promote the interest of its members, and their focus was on reduction in taxation. It also protested against the support of the government to Christian missionary activities. It drew the attention of the government to the condition and the needs of the people. One of the important contributions of the MNA was its agitation against torture of the peasants by revenue officials. These efforts led to the establishment of the Torture Commission and the eventual abolition of the Torture Act, which justified the collection of land revenue through torture. However, by 1862, the Madras Native Association had ceased to exist. Beginnings of the nationalist press, the Hindu and Swadesi Mitran. The appointment of T. Muthuswamy as the first Indian judge of the Madras High Court in 1877 created a furore in Madras presidency. The entire press in the Madras criticized the appointment of an Indian as a judge. The press opposed his appointment, and the educated youth realized that the press was entirely owned by Europeans. The need for a newspaper to express the Indian perspective was keenly felt. G. Subramaniam, M. Veeraraghavachari, and four other friends together started a newspaper, The Hindu, in 1878. It soon became the vehicle of nationalist propaganda. G. Subramaniam also started a Tamil nationalist periodical, Swadesi Mitran, in 1891, which became a daily in 1899. The founding of the Hindu and Swadesi Mitran provided encouragement to the starting of the other native newspapers such as the Indian Patriot, South Indian Mail, Madras Standard, Desabhimani, Vijaya, Suryodayam, and India. Madras Mahajana Sabha. Madras Mahajana Sabha was the earliest organization in South India with clear nationalist objectives. On 16th May 1884, Madras Mahajana Sabha was started by M. Veeraraghavachari, P. Anandacharulu, P. Rangayya, and few others. P. Rangayya became its first president. P. Anandacharulu played an active role as its secretary. The members met periodically, debated public issues in closed meetings, conducted hall meetings, and communicated their views to the government. Its demand included conduct of a simultaneous civil services examination in England and India, abolition of Council of India in London, reduction of taxes and reduction of civil and military expenditure. Many of its demands were adopted later by the Indian National Congress, founded in 1885. Moderate faith. Provincial associations such as the Madras Mahajana Sabha led to the formation of All Indian Organization. The Indian National Congress leaders from different parts of India attended several meetings before the formation of the Congress. One such meeting was held in December 1884 in Theosophical Society at Adayar. It was attended by Dadabhai Navroji, K.T. Telang, Surendranath Banerjee, and other prominent leaders, apart from G. Subramaniam, Rangaya, and Anandacharulu from Madras. The first session of the Indian National Congress was held in 1885 at Bombay. Out of a total of 72 delegates, 22 members were from Madras. The second session of the Indian National Congress was held in Calcutta in 1886 with Dadabhai Navroji in the chair. The third session was held at Marquis Garden, now known as the Thousand Lights in Madras in 1887 with Badruddin Taibaji as president. Out of the 607, all India delegates of 362 were from Madras Presidency. Swadesi movement. The partition of Bengal led to the Swadesi movement and changed the course of the struggle for freedom. In various parts of India, especially Bengal, Punjab, and Maharashtra, popular leaders emerged. They implemented the program of the Calcutta Congress, which called upon the nation to promote Swadesi enterprise, boycott foreign goods, and promote national education. Response in Tamil Nadu. B.O. Chidambaranar, B. Chakkarayyar, Subramaniya Bharati, and Surendranath Arya were some of the prominent leaders in Tamil Nadu. Public meetings attended by thousands of people were organized in various parts of Tamil Nadu. Tamil was used on the public platform for the first time to mobilize the people. Subramaniya Bharati's patriotic songs were especially important in stirring patriotic emotions. Many journals were started to propagate Swadesi ideals. Swadesi Mitran and India were prominent journals. The extremist leader Bipin Chandrapal toured Madras and delivered lectures, which inspired the youth. Students and youth participated widely in the Swadesi movement. Swadesi Steam Navigation Company. One of the most enterprising acts in pursuance of Swadesi was the launching of the Swadesi Steam Navigation Company at Thoothukudi by V.O. Chidambaranar. He purchased two ships, Gallia and Lavo, and plied them between Thoothukudi and Colombo. Tirunelveli Uprising. VOC joined the Subramaniya Siva in organizing the mill workers in Thoothukudi and Tirunelveli. In 1908, he led a strike in the European-owned coral mills. It coincided with the release of Bipin Chandrapal. VOC and Subramaniya Siva, who organized a public meeting to celebrate the release of Bipin, were arrested. The two leaders were charged with the sedition and sentenced to rigorous imprisonment. Initially, VOC was given a draconian sentence of 2 life imprisonments. The news of the arrest sparked the riots in Tirunelveli, leading to the burning down of the police station, court, building, and municipal office. It led to the death of 4 people in police firing. VOC was treated harshly in prison and was made to pull the heavy oil press. To avoid imprisonment, Subramaniya Bharati moved to Pondicherry, which was under French rule. Bharati's example was followed by many other nationalists such as Aurobindo Ghosh and B.V. Subramanianar. Revolutionary activities in Tamil Nadu. Pondicherry provided a safe haven for the revolutionaries. Many of these revolutionaries in Tamil Nadu were introduced and trained in revolutionary activities at Indian House in London and in Paris. M.P.T. Acharya, V.V. Subramanianar, and T.S.S. Rajan were prominent among them. Revolutionary literature was distributed by them in Madras through Pondicherry. Radical papers such as India, Vijaya, and Suryodayam came out of Pondicherry. Ashe murder. In 1904, Neelakanta Brahmachari and others started Bharata Mata Society, a secret society. The objective was to kill British officials and thereby kindle patriotic fever among the people. Vanjinathan of Sengotai was influenced by this organization. On 17th June 1911, he shot dead Robert W.D.E. Ashe, collector of Tirunelveli in Maniachi Junction. After this, he shot himself. Annie Besant and the Home Rule Movement. While the extremists and the revolutionaries were suppressed with an iron hand, the moderates hoped for some constitutional reforms. However, they were disappointed with the Minto Marley reforms as it did not provide for responsible government. Thus, when the national movement was in its ebb, Annie Besant, an Irish lady and the leader of Theosophical Society, proposed the Home Rule movement on the model of Irish Home Rule League. She started Home Rule League in 1916 and carried forward the demand for home rule all over India. G.S. Arundale, B.P. Vadia, and C.P. Ramasamy assisted her in this campaign. They demanded home rule with only nominal allegiance to British crown. She started the newspaper New India and Commonweal to carry forward her agenda. She remarked better bullock carts and freedom than a train deluxe with subjection. Under the Press Act of 1910, Annie Besant was asked to pay hefty amount as security. She wrote two books, How India Wrought for Freedom and India, a Nation, and a pamphlet of self-government. Okay, students, the rest will be in part 2.